My beloved brothers and sisters, today we enter a chapter where the light begins to shine beyond the walls of private hearts and the world begins to react to it. For truth is never ignored. When it rises, it awakens souls and it disturbs darkness. The message of La ilaha illallah was pure, gentle and full of mercy. But Mecca was not a city prepared to surrender its pride so easily. The idols stood tall, tribal honor was sacred, power and status were currency. Yet, in the middle of all of this stood Muhammad, peace be upon him, a man of peace, a man of sincerity, a man carrying a message that would end falsehood forever. The light had begun to spread, and darkness felt the ground shift beneath it. So come with me, let us witness the first winds of opposition and the believers who stood firm, not because they were many, but because their hearts belonged to Allah. The call had begun in whispers, in the quiet nights beyond Mecca's gaze. But the time came when the Prophet, peace be upon him, was commanded, فَاصْدَعْ بِمَا تُؤْمَرُ وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. Then proclaim what you are commanded and turn away from the polytheists. From that moment, silence ended. He stood up on the hill of Safa and called his people by name. Clan after clan gathered under the blazing sun. Voices hushed. The messenger, peace be upon him, declared, if I told you an army was advancing from behind this hill, would you believe me? They said, we have never known you to lie. He said, then I warn you of a severe punishment from your Lord. The crowd stirred, some astonished, some mocking. Abu Lahab's voice cut through the air. May you perish. Is this what you gathered us for? Revelation came, sealing his fate. Tabbat yada Abi Lahabin wa tabb. Perish the hands of Abu Lahab, and perish he. Quraysh could no longer ignore the message. They ridiculed, cursed and plotted. Believers now prayed in secret until one day Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas and a small group were discovered praying in a valley. A man mocked at them. Sa'd struck him with the camel's jawbone. Blood was drawn, the first blood shed for Islam. Soon insults turned into torture. Slaves were dragged under the sun. The weak were tied and beaten. Yet they whispered, Ahadun Ahad, one God, one God. Though he did not embrace Islam, Abu Talib stood as a wall before his nephew. The chiefs of Quraysh came to him, pleading and threatening, stop your nephew or we shall deal with him ourselves. Abu Talib refused to surrender him. They returned again, offering wealth, status and power, even proposing to trade a young noble in exchange for Muhammad, peace be upon him. Abu Talib's voice thundered, by Allah, you are the most unjust. You would give me your son to raise while you kill mine? He turned to the Prophet, peace be upon him, and said, do as you are commanded, my son. By Allah, I will never hand you over. When he saw his uncle's burden, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said softly, O my uncle, if they placed the sun in my right hand and the moon in my left, that I abandon this call, I would not, until Allah makes it prevail, or I perish for it. Tears filled Abu Talib's eyes. Go, my nephew, say what you will, I will never forsake you. That night, the messenger, peace be upon him, prayed beneath the Ka'ba's shadow, his forehead upon the ground, whispering verses of patience and trust. Among Quraysh's nobles was Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib, the lion of Allah, yet to roar. One day he returned from hunting to hear that Abu Jahl had insulted the Prophet, peace be upon him. He strode to the Kaaba, bow in hand, and struck Abu Jahl's head before the gathering. Do you insult him while I follow his faith? That moment shook Quraysh. Hamza just embraced Islam, and the believers felt a new power rise in Mecca. Unable to silence him, Quraysh gathered to scheme. Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira, Abu Jahl, and the elders argued what to call him. Poet? Madman? Sorcerer? Each accusation crumbled under the weight of the Qur'an's beauty. إِنَّهُ لَقَوْلُ رَسُولٍ كَرِيمٍ وَمَا هُوَ بِقَوْلِ شَاعِرٍ قليلا ما تؤمنون ولا بقول كاهن قليلا ما تذكرون تنزيل من رب العالمين. Indeed, it is not the word of a poet. Little do you believe, nor the word of a soothsayer. Little do you remember. A revelation from the Lord of the worlds. Even Walid admitted, by Allah, his words have a sweetness, and they rise above all speech. Then began the years of mockery and pain. The Prophet, peace be upon him, was followed, stoned, insulted. Dust was thrown upon him, entrails placed on his back in prayer. Only when Fatima wiped it away did he raise his hands, praying for guidance, not vengeance. Bilal, may Allah be pleased with him, was stretched upon the sand, rocks upon his chest. Sumayya, may Allah be pleased with her, was martyred, the first soul to die for La ilaha illallah. Yet, amid all this, the message spread beyond Mecca's walls toward Yathrib, where new hearts would soon listen. The dawn of opposition had begun. Mecca was divided, the old order trembling before the new truth. Every insult, every wound, every tear was a step toward victory. For the fire of Quraysh's hatred only refined the gold of faith. And the call of Muhammad, peace be upon him, would soon echo beyond the valleys of Mecca, carried by those whose hearts no fear could silence. فاصبر كما صبر أولو العزم من الرسل ولا تستعجل لهم. So be patient as the messengers of determination were patient, and do not grieve over them. But with faith came resistance. Those who feared losing power tried to break spirits. They mocked, they threatened, they spread lies, they tried to turn hearts away. Yet the believers stood firm, not through force, but through patience, trust in Allah, and love for the messenger, peace be upon him. The dawn of opposition had begun, but with it came a new kind of strength. In the next episode, inshallah, we will witness how patience becomes heroism, and how small circles of believers begin to shape the future of the entire world. But until then, may Allah make our hearts steadfast, our intentions sincere, and our faith unshaken. Sallallahu ala Muhammad.